What we're going to talk about is fluoride poisoning, and are we being tricked into another thalidomide issue? Last time when the public was forced to this kind of poison, the chemical companies waged out millions of dollars in damages. But this time it'll be the government that'll get sued. There will be a lot of legal challenges against the government because they are at fault. They're at fault because they have not done their homework and they have not given the public a chance to see the other side. They've relentlessly waged a propaganda advertising campaign to make people believe that fluoride is safe, when no one has the money to put up that it is not safe. It is very bad. The Germans and the Russians back in the last war, they used fluoride to make prisoners stupid. They used fluoride to make them docile. And the US government is facing legal action over the toxic effects in the environment of this nuclear wasted byproduct. It is a poison to the human system, far greater than lead. And to force people to drink poisoned water, this is treason. Please go into the search engines and do your own research. The government is grossly in error to force us to drink poison. Here's another report, and you can get lots of reports like this from the internet. Enamel mottling is strongly associated with the water fluoride level of the community water supply. About 32%, you see that? As high as 32% of the variation in the mottled enamel scores of subject children aged 7 to 12 was attributable to the community's water fluoride level. Manufacturers of toothpaste know, and they warn, there's enough fluoride in one tube to kill an infant. The fluoride, it's well known and proven, it causes discoloration of the teeth, but it also makes bones brittle. This is a carcinogenic mineral poison. It's associated with cancer, and it also accumulates in the pineal gland, which is an important hormone control centre, where it wreaks considerable havoc. Paul Connett of Fluoride Action Network comments on Jennifer Luke's research, which was part of the PhD thesis and had just been published in Carey's research under the title Fluoride Deposition in the Aged Human Pineal Gland. The use of fluoride for health reasons is one of the greatest insanities of our times. Water is supposed to be safe for everyone. Why add a chemical that's a poison and make it in our system so that they know that it's a proven poison? The US should follow Europe's lead and end fluoridation. Australia should follow European lead and end it. There's a fellow called Michael Connett, a project director of the Fluoride Action Network. Look him up. Does your drinking water contain fluoride? If so, keep it away from infants under the age of 1 or 2. This is a directive that was issued recently by an unlikely source, and guess who? The American Dental Association, the ADA. And in a November 9th email alert sent to all of its members, the ADA noted that infants less than 1 to 2 years old may be getting more than the optimal amount of fluoride if their primary source of nutrition is powdered or liquid and used with water that has fluoride. It will poison them and it will damage their brain. Now this is what the ADA said. They issued this advice because babies exposed to fluoridated water are at high risk for developing dental fluorosis, a defect of the teeth which can result in staining and even corrosion of the enamel. And in addition, on October 14th, the Food and Drug Administration, now you know how powerful they are, the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration stated that fluoridated water marketed to infants cannot claim to reduce the risk of cavities. It goes on to say that claiming that it prevents caries in children is false. This is a statement from the FDA. It goes on. Newborn babies have undeveloped brains and exposure to fluoride, a suspected neurotoxin, and it must be avoided. Fluoride is also linked with other health problems as well, including weakened bones, reduced thyroid activity, and possibly bone cancer in boys, according to a recent report from a team of Harvard scientists in the US National Research Council and other recent studies. Now here's another scientific report. In 1999, the US Centre for Disease Control, that's called the CDC, they released a report on the fluoridation of public water supplies. Ironically, the same report hints that the alleged benefit from fluorides may not be due to ingestion. This CDC report acknowledges the effects are topical rather than systematic or systemic. The obvious question is then, how can the CDC consider the addition of fluoride to the public water supplies to be a public health benefit and successful, while still admitting that at the same time that fluoride's benefits are not systemic? In other words, are not obtained from drinking it. The truth is coming out, now becoming increasingly evident, is that fluoridation and the proclaimed benefit of fluoride as a way of preventing dental decay is perhaps the greatest scientific fraud ever perpetrated upon the unsuspecting public. And we're falling for it here in Australia. We had the chemical companies who die down, wait down for 4, 5, 6, 10 years and then come back again with so-called new evidence that it's a worthwhile chemical for you and I to drink as a poison. Well, you've just seen another evidence and report that shows that fluoride caused pitting in kids' teeth, and this particular town put the kids back on fresh water and they've had excellent health. I'm leaving the internet URLs and website addresses so you can do your own research. Now take a look at the scientific report from the University of Western Ontario back in 2002, and you can see it on bruha.com. Now there's a ranking number next to these ailments. The ranking number will give you an idea of how often these occur. Arthralgia, 58. Arthritis, 58. Ataxia, 66. Autism, 171. Back pain, 153. How many people are getting back pain? Behavioural problems, 54. Birth defects, 53. Blind spots, 52. Body temperature disturbances, 52. Breast cancer, 147. And we've got a lot of women that would like to know these facts and figures. And this is a university scientific report. This is caused by fluoride, cachexia, wasting away disease, carpal tunnel syndrome, 52, cataract, 69, changing in blood pressure, 52, chest pains, 52, gallstones, 134. Don't forget, I'm reading you a scientific report, and our government should know more about this. So who is telling lies back there in the government? Who is the lobbying group on behalf of these chemical companies that want to make another $1 trillion at the expense of our health? I'll go further in this report. Thyroid dysfunction, which is iodine deficiency, abnormal sweating, 18, acne, 3, ADHD learning disorders, 7, allergies, 2, alopecia, hair loss, 18, Alzheimer's disease, 46, anaphylactic shock, 2, anemia, 15, cessation of breath, apnea, aortic calcification, 2, asthenia, weakness, 18, asthma, guess what, 129. And there's 2 more there that you can see on your screen. This is a scientific report of what fluoride does to your system. It is a poison. Let the governments be warned. They will have massive damages to pay out if they force people to drink this poison of fluoride.